Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I wanted to make a very important video that I felt like I had to make in order to kind of explain and kind of give my thoughts and ideas and predictions on the future of the Walking Dead universe. So, big news yesterday. Denai Guerrero, who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead, has decided that she will be leaving the show during Season 10. So she's going to be in a little bit of Season 10, not the whole of it, and then she's going to leave the show. Probably for good, just like Andrew Lincoln. Now, important things to note. Michonne is not dying. Michonne is not dying in the slightest. And how do I know that? They would not tell us she's leaving the show if she was going to die, just like Andrew Lincoln. I mean, some people might say, oh, it kind of softens the blow before it actually happens, stuff like that. But no, this show really doesn't like spoiling things. I mean, obviously, spoilers happen. But if she was going to die, they would not tell us. So they are not writing it like that. Simple as that. Movies, TV shows, all these type of things, they always have to work around the cast. The cast is some of the most important parts to a show ever. And I'm not trying to downplay actors or anything like that, but their part on the show is really not as important as the directors and the writers. I mean, just be honest. They don't really have to do much other than just act like a completely different person and give a good performance. And they do great jobs at that, but that's nowhere nearly as difficult as it is for these directors, these writers, to craft a good story, to direct it nicely, make good shots, put it together with editing. I give directors, editors, producers so much more credit than I do actors, and I hate how society doesn't really give a shit about them. They just praise the actors and they say, whatever, let's move on with our life. But that's a rant for another day. I just want to talk about where the franchise goes from here, because a lot of people are saying they should just end it now. They should end it Season 10 because she's leaving, and I'm just sitting here like, well, why? Just like Andrew Lincoln, Michonne is not dying, okay? Or Rick is not dying. Like, Rick didn't die. And I made countless videos where I talked about this, because I remember when they first announced that Andrew Lincoln was leaving, people were all like jumping on the train like, oh, the show has to end now. Oh, how is Rick gonna die? You should end with Rick dying and all that. And I'm sitting here like, guys, they're not stupid. They have things planned out. They do, and I know they do. Movies and shows, they always work around the actors' problems, whether or not they can't be on the show anymore or they don't want to. And they will not let a character like Michonne, just like they will not let a character like Rick, just leave the universe forever without giving them a proper send-off. So I can almost guarantee you guys, Michonne will in fact be going to the movies, and this is not confirmed by any means necessary, but I would bet $100, I would bet $1,000 that Michonne will be going to the Rick movies. Now, it makes sense. Michonne is a character who kind of just needs to be with Rick, because you can't just, they obviously had this relationship build up ever since Season 3, right? You can't just leave it off that. You can't leave it without them reuniting. That's just not possible for them. And Denai Guerrero, she's obviously the reason why she's leaving. It's obvious, is because she's a part of these Marvel movies now, like Black Panther, and now she's probably doing Black Panther 2. She's probably doing some more sequels to other Marvel movies, and she doesn't have time for The Walking Dead. That's kind of what's happening. Just like Andrew Lincoln, he doesn't really, it's a little different with Andrew Lincoln though, because Andrew Lincoln just doesn't want to. He doesn't really have other stuff to do. He just really wants to be with his family. And so he made a deal where he would work on these Walking Dead movies, which is a lot less time than the show. So it would make a lot of sense if Denai Guerrero can fit in her schedule to maybe take off 2 or 3 months from Marvel movies within the year to work on the Walking Dead movies, right? The ones that Rick ran. Now, the first movie, I don't know. They haven't really started filming it yet, so could she be in the first movie? 100%, yeah, but they did say that the first movie, or at least some of the first movie, will be telling the story of Rick between the time jump, the 6-year time jump. So Michonne obviously won't be there. That's why I'm thinking maybe the second movie she comes in, or the third movie. Has to be. What I decided to do is I planted out kind of my predictions for the entirety of the Walking Dead universe, including Fear the Walking Dead and the Rick movies and future spin-offs they might decide to produce. This is the best way I think they can handle it, the best way I think they can end the series, just the best way they can handle everything. And I don't know if all this is realistic, I don't know if all this is doable, but I'll explain it right now. So, The Walking Dead Season 9. Obviously, that has to finish itself out in 2019. Makes sense. Then we got Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, which we all know is happening within this summer of 2019, this year. Then The Walking Dead Season 10, we get trailers and all that, starts up in 2019 and goes into 2020, ends in like March 2020. Then we get the first Rick movie within the summer of 2020. I would assume we get a trailer for the Rick movie around Christmas time, 2019, so this year probably towards Christmas time, because I believe they are going to start filming that Rick movie soon. So summer 2020, like July, maybe August, maybe even a little earlier, like June. That's when a lot of movies like to release, so I think it'd be a good time for the Walking Dead movie to release, come out with this big, amazing film, and have it air in theaters, have Rick be in it and all that, and have it, have some callbacks, obviously, to the show. Then Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 starts up in 2020 in the summer. Maybe have it run in unison. And have Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 be the final Fear the Walking Dead season. Personally, look, I like Fear the Walking Dead. I think it's a solid show, but I don't think it really should last that long. I think it should be something that kind of finishes out sooner rather than later. And then the Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 characters, whoever survives to the end, joins the Walking Dead Season 11. So Season 6 kind of like, I guess, I don't know, the characters, the finale of Season 6, right, kind of goes into Season 11. So kind of like how they did the finale of Season 8 going into the premiere of Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead, just like they did with the whole Survival Sunday special event. Do that same thing, but have the Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 or the Fear the Walking Dead series finale go into the Walking Dead Season 11 premiere, which is like a brand new season, because maybe Season 10 ends the Whisperer War, ends the Whisperer arc, Whisperers are dead, everything seems good, they destroyed the Herd just like they did in the comics, and maybe at the end of Season 10 they introduce the Commonwealth, and that's kind of how Season 11 starts, with the whole Commonwealth storyline. And so that is introduced. So The Walking Dead Season 11 is 2020 to 2021. Then they announced some brand new spin-off series. Now, I don't know what they would base it off of. My personal opinion, I would rather be based off of the Telltale series. They're ending the Telltale Clementine storyline this year in like a month or so. So why not do a whole series based off of that story? Now, I know there's tons of problems with that because of the fact that Telltale owns the rights, or maybe Skybound owns the rights. I don't really know who owns the rights to that story. But it doesn't mean they can't work something out. People are telling me there's no way they can do it. AMC cannot get rights to the Clementine character. And I'm sitting here like, why? They can make a deal. They can make contract deals. And I'm sure Telltale or Skybound, whoever really owns it right now, I'm not too sure how that works, but I'm sure they would allow it. I'm sure they would. So personally, that's what I would like. But any kind of new series, have that premiere Season 1 within summer 2021. Then The Walking Dead Season 12, 2021 to 2022. People might be looking at me like, how the hell is The Walking Dead still going on if they don't have Michonne, they don't have Rick? Well, first of all, Maggie's probably going to go back to the series. Probably. She's not confirmed to, but let's be real here. They left her character open-ended. I don't think Whiskey Cavalier is going to do that good. So Lauren Cohan's probably going to come back Season 10, maybe Season 11. I think it would be perfect if it was like the end of Season 10. I think that would work out just fine. I don't know how they're going to explain Michonne's exit. I have no idea. Maybe Jadis comes back and tells Michonne, oh, Rick's alive, or something like that. I don't know. But, people are telling me, like, the show can't survive. It's Rick, Michonne. That's the only two characters who are literally leaving the show, and they're still going to be a part of the universe. So I don't understand why the show can't run in unison. You still have characters like Daryl, Carol, Negan, Rosita, Eugene, fucking Father Gabriel. You got all these new characters too, like Lydia. You have Beta and Alpha. Well, they're probably gonna die, but you know what I mean. You have all these amazing characters being introduced. You have the whole Magnus group. You have Ezekiel. You have the whole entirety of Alexandria, the entirety of the Hilltop, the Kingdom. Oceanside might be still out there. I don't know. They might be dead. I have no idea how that works. You still have characters out there, and then you have the whole Commonwealth to introduce. There's so many more characters. Don't forget about Princess. Princess is probably going to come Season 10 or 11, so that's a whole nother character. You have so many characters, and you're telling me you can't run a complete series without Rick or Michonne? You can. You can do it. They've done it before. Some of my favorite episodes in this series don't even have the characters of Rick or Michonne in it. So I don't understand why people act like they can't continue a show. People said they wouldn't be able to continue without Rick, and it's doing pretty fine. I'm really loving it a lot. Now, do I miss Rick? Yes. But the reason why I'm okay with it is because we have a whole trilogy of movies to explore with Rick now, and possibly with Michonne as well. So, all these complaints and problems, trust me, Scott Gimple has it under control. He's like the chief executive of the universe now. I know Angela Kang is the showrunner of The Walking Dead, but Scott Gimple is kind of overseeing the entirety of the universe. So he will get it done. He's not just going to let these characters die. Yes, he let Carl die because he doesn't think Carl needed any more story. He did not think Carl's storyline should advance any further than that. That's what he believed. That's what a lot of the writers believed. That's even what Robert Kirkman believed. Because you had characters like Judith and Henry to overplay his character, and they didn't want people looking towards Chandler as a lead. I'm sorry, guys. Chandler is not a good actor. I don't think he's horrible, but I just don't think he's good enough to take over a show. I don't think he is. And then obviously the show goes on from there, and then you got season 12, 2021 to 2022, the Rick movie in summer of 2022, the second Rick movie, and then you got the new series season 2 in 2022, you have season 13, and then this is what I said. So in unison with the third Rick movie, which would be coming out in summer of 2024, have season 14 end, be the series finale of The Walking Dead in April or March 2024, have it end kind of leading into and kind of hyping up the third Rick movie, and have the third Rick movie be like the official finale of the series, and have this be the final episode with Rick, the final episode with Michonne, the final episode with all these characters from The Walking Dead, from Fear the Walking Dead, have it just completely end that part of the Walking Dead franchise. Maybe. This is what I'm going to say, maybe, because could they do that? Yes, but at the same time, could they just continue, have this be the end of Rick and Michonne's character, but have it continue with other characters? They could do that, but personally, they should just end it at season 14, and then continue it maybe with other franchises, maybe other spin-off shows, and obviously have this new series, which I would love for it to be a Telltale series, have that kind of running beside it, but have that be completely separate from The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead. Don't have them cross over, because we need some stuff that's just kind of apart from it. And while this is happening, Scott Gimple said he has a lot of stuff planned. So while all this is happening, have their miniseries come out. They're probably planning some miniseries here and there. I heard something about an Abraham miniseries, stuff like that. Just have them come out, and then after 2024, just have the future of The Walking Dead continue. Maybe give it a year or two break. Just have it like kind of on a hiatus for like a year or two, just to give people kind of a breather, because we just had so much Walking Dead stuff for like such a long time. 14 years of running Walking Dead content. Give it like a 2 or 3 year breather, just like Star Wars likes to do, but they like to do a lot longer breathers than that. And bring it back in maybe 2026, 2028, something like that, and have it be like this grand reopening of the Walking Dead franchise, and have it be some brand new series starting up again. Maybe continue the new series I'm talking about. That would be the best possible way I think The Walking Dead can handle this franchise, this universe, because it's such a big universe. They have movies, they have shows, they have games, they have novels, they have comics, they have mobile apps. They have so much shit within the universe of The Walking Dead. Obviously, you have two separate universes, though. You have the comic universe and you have the show universe. Obviously, both universes have a bunch of different stuff being thrown into it. The comic universe is probably easier for them to do forever, because you don't have the problems with actors. The problem with actors is the fact that they can't last forever, right? But you can continue those characters in the comics for as long as you want, even after Robert Kirkman dies within, the next 50 years. You can still continue it because, people can take over. I don't think they should, but, they could. So that's why comics are probably a lot easier, and the comic universe is a lot easier. That's why people say the comic universe is a lot better, just because it has less of these outside problems becoming a major issue. Because you look at the Walking Dead universe, how many times has outside problems caused an issue on the show? Let's look at it. Let's look at this in perspective. First of all, you have Andrew Lincoln leaving. You have Denai Guerrero leaving. You have Lauren Cohan leaving. That's a 3 right there. Now, I'm not saying all these things are bad for the series. I'm just saying it kind of causes problems compared to what they were planning, because I guarantee you this is not what they were planning since like a while back. I do think that Andrew Lincoln was planned for a while, but I'm not sure about all this other stuff. And then you have Chandler Riggs. I don't think they would have killed off Carl if Rick didn't leave. I'm going to be honest with you. I still believe that to this day. So that might have been something that caused them to kind of an outside problem that kind of caused problems within the show. Then you have Dwight moving to Fear the Walking Dead. I heard that Dwight is moving over to Fear the Walking Dead because of the fact that he was a part, or at least he was on set when the stuntman died within season 8. And so they kind of have legal issues going on, and he wasn't allowed to return to The Walking Dead, but for some reason they allowed him to return to Fear the Walking Dead. So they just said, let's cross him over, why not? Then you have Dale, I forget the actor's name, but he didn't want to be on the show anymore. Sophia, the actress of her, she didn't want to be on the show anymore. You know, this happens a lot where the actors or the actresses just don't want to be a part of it, or they have other reasons. You have Fear the Walking Dead, you have Nick, didn't want to be a part of it. Travis had other movies to do, so he had to leave, which I still hated the way they handled his death. Like, I understand he left, but at least give him a good death. Like, really? Have him get shot in the neck out of nowhere, have him fall out, and have the consequences of that death be absolutely meaningless because Madison becomes best friends with that Walker dude the next 2 episodes? Like, what? That's an argument for another day. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about my ideas and overall predictions of the Walking Dead universe. Hopefully it's going to go on for like a long time. Honestly, The Walking Dead's like Star Wars. I don't think it's ever going to end. And I don't think that's a bad thing. People are saying it's overstaying its welcome. People are saying it's getting old. It needs to end. Why, though? There's so much story they can tell. And it's still doing good. I know it's not breaking record numbers anymore. It's gotten lower viewership than normal. But that's for cable in general. Anything that lasts long is going to have its down points. And it's going to have its up points. And sometimes if you just got to be there with the down points and just go through with it, because season 9 is doing incredibly well, even though people are just complaining nonstop for no reason. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.